My name is Master Chimbala. For quite a while now, I have been part of the network of different civil society organizations, the church, and different groupings and individuals pushing for the sobriety of Mother Zambia, looking at children and youths at different levels. We do know that the advocacy to cause transformation and impactful change in people's lives begins firstly by putting in critical measures such as legislation. When the law is supportive of the programs of change, then change becomes easy to deliver, equally effective and efficient. And to that extent, it becomes achievable, the idea that young people can grow in a Zambia that is more sober, away from various forms of poisonous activities and substances that so far have driven many of our children under its auspices. Tobacco, the killer that claims over 7,000 lives. Some statistics tell us now that about 8,000 lives are lost each year and close to 3 billion kwacha. According to 2016, Zambia loses 2.8 billion kwacha to tobacco, very specific. Those losses do not cater for how much you and I suffer the pain of loss in terms of death, and in fact the journey towards that death when our beloved ones from our homes, our families, our communities and friends are on the trail of death because of the pain that tobacco strikes upon their lives. Children left alone when parents are gone too soon. Tobacco caters for too many numbers of those deaths that run prematurely, meaning somebody hasn't run the full course of their lives and we lose them because of tobacco. This country, Zambia, stands on a pinnacle of change designed to advance high levels of integrity, high levels of morality, high astutes and pillars of Christianity. These avenues have found their parameters right in the great book, our Constitution. The President, the Vice President, Cabinet Ministers, Members of Parliament, and all workers who stand up and carry the Constitution and the Bible to stand on the oath to save, protect, and defend the lives of the Zambian people. Each one of these, our leaders, stand on that promise, the promise to carry the lives of the Zambian people from the yesterday's failures to today's successes, from today's successes to the prosperity of tomorrow. In short, the great envisioned destiny of this country, Mother Zambia, is the story that you and I await to build together. You, our leaders, members of parliament, cabinet ministers, Madam Vice President, President Hakainde Hichilema, you, the modicum of our leadership, we call upon you to not betray Mother Zambia. When we cry that 15 years is too long, that Zambia is still failing to enact the tobacco control bill to which Zambia committed to implement 15 years ago in 2008 in the month of May. The World Health Organization Framework Convention for Tobacco Control is one great instrument that is designed to help nations across the whole world. But we do know that the journey to legislation for such a thing is painted heavily by corruption, bribing systems, legislators, leaders, politicians all across, because we've seen this in so very many countries. But this is a different country. Zambia is another country. Here we promise integrity. Here we speak morality. Here we demand excellence. Here we speak anti-corruption. Here we speak promise and delivery. In fact, here in this beautiful country of Zambia, we declare for more than just a promise. If you promised us decency, we want way more than that. And I think that is the promise of a great leader. We demand, therefore, from each one of you, our leaders, to make this come into life. Too many of our children are lost into the consumption of what is now deceptively announced to be safer means of consuming tobacco, shisha, e-cigarettes, vaping, all totally poisonous to the human being. NIMA, our own national system for covering people's health, will always be burdened because of activities such as tobacco. Climate change goes disastrous in this country because the environment is not protected. Too many trees have to be cut down for tobacco to be alive. Children, girls and boys, especially in rural areas, accompany the heavy journey of producing tobacco in their tobacco farming at rural level. That too is a heavy burden, where many of these children are reportedly absent from the place where they need to be, in school, in class, learning, gaining, building, and raising the stories of their destiny with a different story. But they cannot, because we haven't changed the conversation. We're yet to see that for sure the government can lead us to enacting the tobacco control bill and bring sobriety to Mother Zambia right at the legislation level, all the way to the depth of behavioral change. For quite a while now, we have traversed the ministries in seeking the sense of advocacy that could we share with you, and many of these men and women serving Zambia as ministers have been supportive of this journey, very receptive, accommodative, tolerant, and courteous, for which we're truly grateful. There's been times we've written to the Vice President's office to simply seek for that, because we do know the Vice President stands for more than just her office. Her honor, the Vice President, is herself a woman of integrity, a woman of prayer, a leader in her own light, way beyond and before and away any political seat that she may carry today. In her, as we do for the rest of the leadership, we believe Zambia shall achieve that sobriety. And so have we written to State House for the attention of the President, seeking that attention may be played, may be placed, may be pledged, may be applied, may be effected on this cause, the cause to enact the tobacco control bill. Those letters that have come through to State House, we have explained in so many ways, from research that has been carried out, from scientists to people in agriculture, people in health, people here in our own country, from the very beloved government of ours, telling us why it is of urgent need that we shouldn't let our minds go to the table with companies that benefit from the death of Zambians, but stand together with the Zambian people by enacting that tobacco control bill. Friends at Cabinet, this is our opportunity to make history, an opportunity to change the past by changing the present, by beautifying the future. If you are one of those individuals that help us to make this work, whoever you may be, wherever you may be, whatever you do, we invite you. The marathon of building a better Zambia is not a one-man show. Impossible. It's every one of us. When you look at children and youths, families, parents, men and women all across, whether it is women and now girls, stuck and lost in the consumption of nsunko, whatever it is called. Or maybe it's children who feel that shisha is great and yet it is poisonous, or e-vaping, or any form of device now that is carrying the same poison and still depleting our lives. We invite you to help us make that difference together. I'm excited. I'm excited because I believe in the faith of what people promise. Because when you stand on the Constitution, when you stand on the Bible, and more plainly, when you stand with your NRC, a Zambia National Registration Card, I will believe in your promise. So whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, stand with us and let us make that difference together. You make history today by supporting this journey, not because you merely are there physically, but because you are changing the transition of a nation, to spell it out to the whole world what we represent here in Zambia, and not to be defeated and depleted because things didn't go well yesterday. We carry the burden of 15 years of pending bill enactment. But today, we stand differently. We stand proudly, with hope that each one of our cabinet ministers, parliamentarians in due course, the Vice President herself, and of course, the President himself, these and many others shall make true of that pending promise to enact the tobacco control bill and start cleaning our nation, cleaning the lungs of our young, cleaning the hearts and blood and bones of our children into the destiny we shall all embrace as we raise that flag and sing one Zambia, one nation. God bless and thank you very much.